going up in flames.
Hey, Dad.
What happened to your apartment?
I'm just trying to figure out who I am, even when I go on the medication. I don't feel like myself.
Touched with Fire is a film about two poets with bipolar disorder who fall in love. The film's stars, Katie Holmes and Luke Kirby, say they had no previous personal experience with the disorder.
How did you get to the place of being able to, especially those manic episodes, play them so convincingly? What was that process like?
I work with someone and we map out sort of how to go about reaching those places so that when you're shooting it, you're not thinking about it. But it was important with this project because it was so personal to Paul, and as we learned with a lot of people in the cast and crew who have been affected indirectly or directly by this illness, there was a real drive to create an authentic story with authentic characters because there's an opportunity to hopefully touch people with this.
Writer-director Paul Dalio drew on his personal experiences and his love-hate relationship with bipolar to create this film.
So is that part of what you want this movie to achieve, this notion that bipolar disorder has a beautiful side to it?
It just does, as a fact. I mean, and if they knew that 38% of Pulitzer Prize-winning poets were bipolar, and that the Pulitzer is the award given to the people who made the biggest contributions to the human spirit, and that those people made you feel what it's like to be human in a much deeper and more profound way than you ever had. In Van Gogh's Manic Sky, there was a scientific study recently that there's something called turbulence that occurs there, where it's invisible to the human eye, but Van Gogh captured it perfectly in his Manic Sky.
His tribute to the numerous great artists in history who suffered from the same disorder.
I was struck watching the love story, how love in general is a little bit like a manic episode. You know, I mean, there's something irrational about any two people falling in love, it seems.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's been lucky enough to fall in love and not have to do the come down. You know?
Right.
It does exist in its early stages at a very high altitude, especially, when you're young and when it's the first time. And I think Carl and Marco are sort of experiencing a way of relating to another person that they've never had before. And love, often feels that way.
Absolutely. And Katie, what drew you to this project?
I think the challenge of taking on a role like this, but the opportunity to hopefully be a part of something that can maybe change people's views.
How was it for you two playing the scene, the suicide attempt scenes?
Doing it wasn't so intense, but really thinking about it and even just physically walking through that, it just makes you go, oh my gosh, somebody who's going through this. It's so intense.
Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.